I won't lose.
Hello, this is Master Room 347, an exciting play for a Phoenix Wright Ace of Tens. And today we are going to do the final part of Turnabout Goodbyes and Final Day Trial. And this one is going to surprise the shit out of you. You'll see, you will see. But let's begin, shall we? 7th 28th, 9:51 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. This is it. Judgment Day. Today things are going to get settled at last. A lot of things. What? What's the big deal? Sorry, Nick. I only touched your shoulder. I guess the shock hasn't worn off from my wound with the stun gun yesterday. Anyhow, today's the last day of the trial. Good luck, Nick. Yeah, thanks, man. Edgev is looking glum as always. I hope Von Karma doesn't push him too hard. Whoa! What are you doing? Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I just thought I'd cheer you up with a pat on the back. Man, maybe you should go outside and discharge. Right, good idea. Try not to electrocute anyone on your way out. Whoa, yeah, pal! What's going into that girl? Detective Gumshoe? Morning, Mr. Edgeworth. Good morning. How did it go, Detective? Have no fear, Thomas. I've captured that runaway caretaker. I just brought him in. Took all night, pal. Thanks for it, Gumshoe. You must be tired. Actually, after that shock I got that way in, I feel pretty good. Yugi says he's forgotten his own name, but that has to be a lie. Why would he want revenge on Ezra if he couldn't remember his past? He does remember, and I'm going to prove it. Here we go. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Miles Edgeworth. The defense is ready, your honor. Prosecution is ready. Right, very well. We have reached the final day of our proceedings in this trial. Essence, the prosecution submit decisive evidence. Understood. Come on, don't be all to into signs like every little thing he says. Very well, Mr. Von Karma. Your opening statement. Right. Thanks to Detective Gumshoe's efforts, the brutal shop caretaker has been arrested in yesterday's trial. Damn printer. In yesterday's trial, the defense asserted that the caretaker was the murderer. However, the caretaker has yet to confirm this. I would like to ask the defense to cross-examine him as much as necessary. Very well. Please bring the witness into the courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, I believe you all remember our witness. He lives in the boat rental shop in the lake, from where he witnesses the events. In addition, he has currently lost memory of his name and identity. Witness, why did you run away yesterday? The witness was not running away, as he will now testify. I see. Very well, please begin your testimony. Why, of course. I really was sorry about leaving yesterday like I did, but I wasn't running away or nothing. I went to buy some food for party, see? I figured I got nothing to do with this incident anyhow. I mean, I need one of those motive things, right? And I don't got one. So my testimony yesterday stands as is. Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, shall we? He has to know his name. Yanni Yogi. Yanni Yogi. You're Yanni Yogi, and I'm going to prove it. Now, you just need to cross the second last and last statement, but as usual, I'm gonna see what else he has to say. Hardcore. Or what you did running away and not just leaving. You heard Larry's testimony and realized you were in danger. Now Mr. White, there's no need to rush into conclusions. As I said, the witness was not running away. Listen to the testimony. He sure seems relaxed. In fact, they both do. Foreign Kara and Yanni Yogi. Then why did you leave? He's just about to say why. Is it so hard for you to just quietly listen when someone is talking? If I sat quietly, Edgeworth would be guilty in 3 minutes. Food? Well, Polly is a bit of a gourmand, you see. She only eats these high-quality bird pellets from France. They only have them in a big pet shop downtown. But you weren't arrested until this morning. Why didn't you go back to the caretaker's shack? Well, I kinda got lost, you see. The witness has trouble remembering things sometimes. When the police apprehended him, he was on his way back to the shack. Yeah, right. Nice try, Von Karma. No one's going to believe that. I see. So he was lost. Oh, please, come on, come to your senses. You've lost much of your memory, is that correct? Yep, seems like it. Then how can you know that you didn't have anything to do with this incident? Or maybe you're lying about not having a memory. You know exactly who you are. The witness has testified quite clearly that he has no memory of who he is. If you claim he's lying, then show the court proof. God. How am I supposed to prove what's going on in that old codger's head? That's impossible. I'm glad you've come to your senses, Mr. White. Very well, witness. Please continue. Yeah, just press for the memory. You really can't prove anything. That's the annoying thing. What the... Sorry about this. Sorry about that brief pause. I can't knock something over, looking if it's broken. Anyway. How can you say you had no motive? I say you do! You had a grudge against Edgeworth and the victim, Robert Hammond. That's why you took revenge on them, right? Please, don't make me repeat myself, Mr. White. This witness has no memory of anything beyond several years ago. He can't hold a grudge. It's impossible. I have to prove he's lying about his memory. Otherwise, it's going to be the same thing over and over until the trial ends. Might I say something, Mr. White? Yes, Your Honor. You've been saying the same thing now, over and over. You've been calling the witness' memory of the past of lack therefore of into question. But does this really have anything to do with the current case? Of course, Your Honor. The witness has said he has nothing to do with this case, and no motive. Both of these statements are lies! Order! Mr. White, there is a serious problem with your claim. Oh, are you saying you know who this witness is? Of course, Your Honor. Now this is interesting. I would like to know myself. So who is he? Don't play dumb, Von Carmen. Mr. White, please tell us his witness name. Oh, it's pretty obvious what his name is. It's Yanni Yogi. Obviously, just put Yanni Yogi. Hell, Phoenix has been saying that he's Yanni Yogi the whole time. That's what he's trying to prove. So it's obviously Yanni Yogi. For anything else, and that's just stupid. His name is Yanni Yogi, a former court bailiff. Yogi? That name seems familiar. Oh! Yanni Yogi? From the DL6 incident? I thought the judge would have heard of it. It was such a famous case. But what does this mean? Your Honor, if this man is Mr. Yogi, then he has a clear motive. Jumping to conclusions again, Mr. White. That man, this witness, is Yanni Yogi. Fascinating. However, How do you propose to prove this to the court? This is a court of law, as you may recall. You need proof, and allow me to repeat once more that the witness has lost his memory. This is it. I have to do this now. If I can't prove he's Yogi right here, right now, then I've got nowhere else to go. Nick, how are you going to prove it? How can you prove that he's Yanni Yogi? It's okay. It's actually quite simple. Your Honor, please take this man's fingerprints. Then we compare them to the fingerprints on the file of Yanni Yogi 15 years ago. I see. That makes sense. just. Huh? I'm so very, very sorry, Mr. White. Well, why? The witness has no fingerprints. What? What? No fingerprints? You see, before I worked at the caretaker, I worked at the chemical plant. I burned my fingers working with the stuff. Yep. What? Yogi, you sneak! You burned your fingerprints off to hide your past? Well, if the witness has no fingerprints, I guess we will not be able to prove his identity. No! Well, what will you do, Mr. White? It seems that the case has been decided, no? No! I know what happened. I know everything. I just can't prove it. But no, I can't let it end like this. I can't lose. There has to be another way. There is no one who can testify as to who this witness is. No one. Nick, what are we going to do? I didn't even consider that he might have erased his fingerprints. What do I do? Well, Mr. White, perhaps you'd like to cross-examine the parrot for a little comic relief, Yeah, very funny. You're a sore winner, Von Karma. Wait a second. Yes. It's what you're thinking. Yes, it's... I know it's ridiculous. Just go with it. Cross-examine the parrot? What is it, Nick? No, you're not going to... Your Honor, the defense would like to take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal. Take Mr. Von Karma up on his proposal? Exactly, Your Honor. I would like to go examine the witness's pet parrot. Order! Well, what do you think, Mr. Von Karma? Did you even ask? This is a farce! I object! Wait a second. You were the one who suggested I can't examine the parrot, Von Karma. I have a right to do as you suggested. Well, if you're so desperate, then please be my guest. Of course, should you go through with this, and nothing comes of it, then I hope you wait for the consequences. Nick, this is crazy! Well, still want to go through with your little game? You have to. There is no choice now. Yes, do it. Yes, I'm doing it. Let the parrot take the stand. I will cross-examine her, Your Honor. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Von Karma's wicked. Every person's testimony, every piece of evidence, except the parrot. She's my last chance. At least, I think so. Bailiff, bring in the parrot. I know, it's crazy. Like I said, just go with it. That's quite a bird. Please tell us your name. Name! The witness is ignoring me. It must hurt to be ignored by a bird. Very well, witness. Who is your owner? Please testify for us. Who is your owner? Hello, squawk! Certainly the most concise assessment we've had so far. Very well, begin your explanation. Right. What are you going to do, Nick? I don't know. What do we do, Maya? This is happening. That's the only... Yeah. Press on that. You just have to keep pressing on that. Witness, you can't just say hello and expect it to get anywhere. I want you to testify. Maya, you can talk to her. Right. What do I say? Okay, now if you say, have we forgotten something? Remember she said something, but she'll actually say something else. I'll show you what you mean. Remember, 2 days ago. Polly, have we forgotten something? Squawk, don't forget DL6. If I can get Polly to say that here, that will prove that the caretaker has something to do with DL6. Polly, have you forgotten something? Hello, Squawk. That's not what you're supposed to say. Forgot. Something we forgot. Hello, Squawk. Uh-oh, it's not working, Nick. She won't say it. This is ridiculous. Why won't she say it? Just something the matter, Mr. White. Wait. Don't tell me Von Karma expected this. He could have betrayed the powers. Could he? Did he train her not to respond when he was asked if he'd forgotten anything? Yeah. Okay, press this one again. You should keep pressing hello. Okay, you can't do that one. It's these other two he needs to do. Maybe I should get her to say her name. Polly, what's her name? Polly, it's great. Mr. White, I think we've established that this parrot is named Polly. Does this have anything to do with her own identity? Yeah, say of course it does. Believe that it does. Yes, it does. Ha! Fascinating. You claim the parrot's name will prove her own identity? Then show us this proof. Nick, don't you think you're taking the bluffing a little too far? Listen, we're not here to answer the question of who is the caretaker. We're here to prove that he is Yana Yogi. All we have to do is tie that name, Polly, to Yogi. You want it? The proof that the parrot's name reveals caretaker identity is... It's a DO6 case file. See if you check. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Yana Yogi, age 37. Gore Bay is trapped with an edge of memory loss after his arrest. Fiancé Polly Jenkins commits suicide. Polly Jenkins. Yeah, you see. Name the parrot Polly. His fiancée, Polly Jenkins. Odd, don't you think? This is the sort of thing you need to do. You see what I mean when I present it. The DO6 case? That's quite a large file you have there. Which pages to prove from them? Show us or stop wasting our time. Very well. Mr. White, please show us the page. Where in this file is image connected to this parrot's name? Well, if you read at the top, it said suspect summary, so that's what you have to do. So go to suspect data. On the suspect data page, this page has all the information about Yana Yogi. Right after he was arrested, his fiancée committed suicide, see? Indeed, it does say that, yes. What was his fiancée's name? Polly Jenkins? Polly? Exactly, Your Honor. You remember the name of his fiancée who committed suicide. That's why his name is after her. I see. I guess that is possible.
Objection!
Bah, a mere coincidence, that's all. My granddaughter has a dog, and she calls Phoenix. Well, Mr. Phoenix, why? Does this make you my granddaughter's fiancé? She's only 7 years old. She's only 7 years old. Indeed. And Loon, it is a little weak for evidence in a murder trial. You would need some other corroborating evidence. Where am I going to find that? Nick, we're getting closer. One more. If we can just get one more piece of evidence. Right, but what? Very well, witness. You may continue. Okay, now press again as usual. And then ask him the parrot the last question. And if you get what I'm doing here, you need to find now that's only one coincidence, but what if you found 2 coincidences? If you found more than one, then it's no longer a coincidence, it's something else. You see what I mean? So this one, what's the safe number? Maybe I get her to say the number of that safe. Huh? The safe? Why? Let's just try to get at the safe anything, okay? Polly, what was the number of the safe in the shack? 1228, 1228. My, what a reckless parrot. Well, Mr. White, you aren't claiming that this number has something to do with the caretaker. Yeah, actually it does. Actually it does. That's why I had her say it. Ha! Ridiculous! How can the number of a safe tell us who the caretaker is? Show us your proof! What could possibly link this number to caretaker's true identity? Well, once again, check the DO6 case report. Do you see the date? Case summary? The 12th, 28th, 2001? 1228? Huh? Yeah, another coincidence. Pretty odd, huh? Anyway, the district court, air and everything was oxygen depleted at the time of incident. No clues found on the scene. Yeah, so once again, present DO6 case file.
Take that!
Your DO6 case file? What is this obsession with you having that case? Mr. White, where in this file is something relating to the safe number? This time, you mentioned case summary, because that's the part where we saw about 1228, because of the do with the date with the day this happened. It's on the case summary page. The case summary? Specifically the date on which the DO6 incident occurred. The date of the incident? No, December 28th? Why, that's today's date. 15 years ago. And the number on that safe is 1228. Ah! He used the date on the DO6 incident as a number for his safe, Your Honor. That's how important that date was to him. I see. It certainly is an interesting coincidence. People often do set their secret numbers to dates.
Objection!
But this is not tangible proof. I set my ATM card's number at 0001 because I'm number 1. That's something to do with a date. Nothing. That's enough. I think we've reached a conclusion here. This is a mere coincidence. That's all. True, that is a possibility. However, two coincidences at the same time seem more like a pattern to me. What are you saying? Summon the caretaker to the boat shop. Immediately. I mean, summon the caretaker from the boat shop. Tell us your name. Wait. This he doesn't remember. No. It's okay. I've accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done. Nick, he looks totally different. This is the real Yogi, I think. Finally, he's been acting feeble to hide his true identity. Acting for 15 years! Well, let me ask you again. Please state your name for the court. My name is Yanni Yogi. For 15 years ago, I served as a babe in this very court. Order! Yanni Yogi. So, was it you who killed Robert Hammond and tried to frame Mark Edgar for his death? Yes, it was me. I did it. They put me on the witness stand 15 years ago. Robert Hammond. He said that I was mentally unsound. He told me it would make me innocent, get me off the hook. So, I pretended to have brain damage. I was innocent, really. He didn't believe me. We won the trial, but I lost everything. I lost my job, my fiancée, my social standing. Then, this year, 15 years later, a package arrived. It was a letter and a pistol. The plan was written out in careful detail. It was a plan for me to take a revenge on the people who ruined my life. I didn't care who had sent it. I thought this was my chance after 15 years. This was it. Finally a chance to have a revenge on Robert Hammond and Miles Edgeworth. I have no regrets. Wait a moment. Revenge? Against Miles Edgeworth? What do you mean? I'm not at all at liberty to speak on that matter. Why don't you ask Mr. Edgeworth yourself? Anyway, I admit it. I was the one who killed Robert Hammond. Von Karma, where is Mr. Yogi? Under arrest, Your Honor. I saw no room for error in his confession. Then, the defendant Miles Edgeworth is innocent, in his case at least. Very well. Will the defendant please take the stand? are a few mysteries left unsolved. Still, you are cleared of suspicion in this particular case. So I would like to pass judgment on this murder of Mr. Hammond. Any objections? I don't believe it. Why isn't Von Karma saying anything? Very well. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. That is all. The court is adjourned.
Objection!
Wait, what? Did someone just say objection? It wasn't Von Karma. Wait, but that means... No! Edgeworth! Your Honor, I object to your judgment. What do you mean? I'm not innocent at all. As we have heard, Yanni Yogi killed Robert Hammond in revenge. But revenge for what? Nick, Edgeworth is trying to confess. He's going to say he's guilty. He's going to tell them that he was the murderer in the DL6 incident. He's going to tell them he killed his own dad. Uh-oh, what do we do? Doesn't matter what you do, but he's not friendly to try, but it's not going to change anything. The judgment's already been passed. I object to Edgeworth's outburst. Didn't something like this happen yesterday too? I believe a certain witness raised objection after a guilty verdict was passed. That would be Larry. We must hear this new statement. We must hear Miles Edgeworth. He's right. We have a duty to hear Mr. Edgeworth out. For 15 years, I've had a recurring dream. A nightmare. It's only a nightmare. That's what I told myself. But now I know it wasn't a dream. Yamiuki wasn't the killer. You mean, in the instant where your father died? From the distance of the shot, it wasn't suicide either. Everything was as clear as day. The murderer... The criminal in the DL6 incident. It was me! Your Honor, I confess my guilt. I am guilty for DL6, the statute of limitations of which ends today. The culprit is me! Order! Order! This is certainly unexpected. The defendant declared innocent is confessing to a different crime? A crime for which the statute of limitations runs out today? I'm not really sure how I should deal with this. Bah! It's obvious. We hold a trial right here, right now. We tried this man for a crime for 15 years ago. I think I would like to take a 5-minute recess. During this time, we'll consider the appropriate course of action to take. Court is adjourned. Uh-oh. That's why Fakama didn't object. He wanted this all along. It's a real piece of work. I'm sorry, right? I've just wasted all your effort. Mr. Edgeworth, I just don't believe it, pal. I mean, you kill your dad? I didn't want to believe it myself, detective. But it's the truth. I deserve to be punished. Murder is murder, no matter what the circumstances. This is crazy! Just crazy! Nick? What are you doing? Huh? Oh. I was just reading through the court record once more. I'm getting my case ready. Your case? For what? Huh? Isn't it obvious? I'm going to prove that Elliot Edgeworth is innocent! What are you talking about, pal? He just admitted to it! He confessed that he did it! In court! I'm sorry, Edgeworth, but I don't believe your nightmare. Well, what? It's just a dream! It's not real! The truth is right here, in this court record. In any case, tighten your belt. The real fight is just beginning. I'll prove you're innocent. Trust me. Right. Then I would like to resume our trial. Judge, Miles Edgeworth has admitted his own guilt. He has confessed his crime. Let us begin by hearing his testimony. Then, through pointless, let the defense do their cross-examining. The statute of limitations in the DLC incident runs out today. Though it's unconventional for me, I like to run this one by the book. I see. Does the defense have any objections? No, Your Honor. Von Karma, you knew this was going to happen from the very beginning, didn't you? Very well. Will Miles Edgeworth take the stand? Will the witness state his name and profession? Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecuting attorney. Mr. Edgeworth, 15 years ago, you mistakenly killed your father, Gregory Edgeworth. Is this correct? It is correct. Then testify about this matter to the court. When Edgeworth was telling me about his dream yesterday, I noticed something. One detail didn't quite fit. That would be the key, but if only I can get it to work. Please, please. That day, I had gone to the courtroom to observe one of my father's trials. As we went to leave, an earthquake struck, trapping us in the elevator. My father and Mr. Yogi lost their composure and began to argue. Just then, something heavy fell at my feet. I picked it up and threw it at Mr. Yogi. I wanted him to stop fighting. A moment later, there was a single gunshot. Then, a scream. It was a terrible scream. I remember it to this day. That's all. Until now you thought this memory was a dream? We were stuck in the elevator for 5 hours. The oxygen in the elevator went out and I lost my memory of the events. Bah! The same claim Mr. Yogi has made. Very well. Mr. White, your court examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, now this is pretty tough. It sounds like, even though it's a dream, it does seem pretty tight, especially since he's, admitting his own guilt. But I'm gonna press on everything else anyway. What was the trial your father was involved in on that day? I don't remember things very clearly. Only 2 things. I know my father lost, and Mr. McCarran was the prosecuting attorney. Mr. Von Carmen, you were handling that case? It was 15 years ago. I don't remember the details. That was when Edgeworth pointed out the problem in Von Carmen's evidence. So there were 3 people, including yourself, trapped in an elevator? Yes. Myself, my father, and Yana Yogi. We were fine at first, but then as time passed and no one came to help, what did you do then? I was a 9-year-old boy at the time. What could I do? I was scared, trembling in the corner. But then... What was it? A pistol. I assume it was the Yana Yogi's. The safety must have come off when it fell from its holster. And you picked it up? What happened next? Did you know it was a pistol when you threw it? I think I knew. I knew it was dangerous, but the air was getting so thick, I panicked. So you're saying that you threw the pistol at Mr. Yuki? I was in a daze. Here we go. This is the part you need to present. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. At this, you go to present, and present the DL6 case file again. I know we keep using this a lot, but trust me, if we examine it, let's see data. Rick Edgeworth, age 35, defense attorney, trapped in elevator, returning from a lost trial with son Miles, age 9. 1 bullet found in the heart. The murder weapon was fired. The murder weapon was fired twice. See? The murder weapon was fired twice. A moment later, there was a single gunshot, then a scream. See? There, that's the contradiction. That's the thing you need to present.
Objection!
Are you sure you only heard 1 gunshot? Yes, I'm sure of that. I heard the shot and the scream, then everything faded. I was unconscious until the rescuers came. I see. But that doesn't make sense. Look at the file one more time. This plainly contradicts the witness testimony. You do enjoy dragging out that file, don't you? I don't accept this evidence unless you can tell us what page it's on. Which page contradicts another extra testimony? Well, we've already done case summary and suspect data, so the only one left is victim data, so do that one. Look at the victim data in this file. It says it's quite plainly the murder weapon was fired twice. Miles Edgeworth only heard one gunshot, yet the murder weapon was fired twice. The first shot was the accidental firing when the pistol was thrown. So, who fired the remaining shot? Was there perhaps another shooter who fired that second shot? Your Honor, as I'm sure you're aware, this incident occurred 15 years ago. The evidence is dated. The pistol did fire twice. However, we do not know when the second shot was fired. It might have been fired the day before the incident. There is no proof that the second shot had anything to do with this incident. What? I see. You have a point, Mr. White. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. Only one of those shots was fired by a defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired had something to do with the case? Oh, right, this is obvious, yeah. Say yes. Your Honor, I think I will be able to show you proof. What? Impossible. Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. White, show us your proof. Do you have evidence the second firing pistol is related to the incident? Okay, now, it's this, the DO6 incident photo. Yeah, we're doing that fine now. We'll drag that long enough for the moment. So yeah, this is it, the DO6 incident photo. Look at this photograph. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. I can see that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it. So let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired? Where? Your Honor, please get a clue! Oh yeah, it's pretty obvious where the second shot was. It's as clear as day. See, the windowsill right there? Just carefully point towards the window and see? As should be obvious, the contradiction is here. I see, a bullet hole in the door. Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol, yet there is also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired the second shot. Order! Mr. White, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out? In conclusion, we must agree the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. White, but who could that someone else be? The murderer, of course. I knew I should have stepped in before your wild fantasies got out of hand, Mr. White. Look once more at the DO6 instant case file. Look carefully. Try the case summary page. Case summary? That's on page 1. Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found on that scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene. Sorry, you're on there. He does have a point. That second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's wife was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter. The whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door. Order! Out of order! Mr. White has proven one thing to us quite clearly, that the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Vakama says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly likely that the police merely overlooked the second bullet. So, all we have is a single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense claim. Just. I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter. How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident? What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection? I'm sorry, Mayor. What? It looks like I was wrong. Nick? If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing. No! But you said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edriff declared innocent. I'm sorry. It's just, when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it. I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else, who fired the killing shot. But now, I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years, Nick. Well, it seems that we have finally cleared up this incident. Only one bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edriff. Precisely. I would like to ask one thing of my ledger before passing my set verdict. Have you been paying attention to this trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. Do you have any objections? No. No, I do not. So you killed your father, though that was not your intention? Yes, I did. Oh no. He's confessing. Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edriff wins out today. Therefore, I must pronounce the verdict on the defendant today, right here. Right on. I want to go right now. Indeed. Did anyone have any objections? I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There were so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words. Mr. White. It doesn't really matter at this point, but just say I have an objection.
Objection!
Your Honor, I object. Just. Mr. White, on what grounds do you object? Ooh, Nick, I don't know. His case is perfect. Oh no. Gah! It must exist. The second bullet. What? What did you just say? No, nothing. The second bullet must exist? But where? Someone took it. It seems rating is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. White. Wait, Your Honor! The second bullet! It exists! What? But you just heard proof that it does not exist. I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just, someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. But who? The murderer! The murderer? Then tell us, who is this murderer? I'm still thinking about that one. So the criminal took the second bullet? Why would he? Huh? First of all, how would he have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. White. No. You see, this is the part here which tricks people. He couldn't have found a bullet, but I didn't need it. This is why you put it down. Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for that stray bullet? I have got a clue. What's wrong, Mr. White? The murderer had no reason to take the bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true. Had to take it. The murderer? What does that mean? You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why the bullet had to be taken. And this is when the light bulb goes through his head. Yeah, when I first realized this, I went, oh my god, you have got to be kidding me. But yeah, you're about to listen to this. Mr. White? Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene, but the murderer had to take that bullet. Had to, Mr. White? What do you mean? Well, for instance... For instance, what? Maybe the bullet hit the murderer. The bullet hit the murderer? Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know. Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's really what happened? Let me get this straight. So at the time of the murder, the murderer himself was shot, and he left the second bullet still inside? Does leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime? Yes. I guess that's how it would work. Yes. But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from the elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yeager, were both unharmed. So that would mean the murder came from outside, yes. The two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges, and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then the murderer opens the elevator door and sees the men inside. Mr. White, you are truly the most unpredictable defensive I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, and I can't deny the possibility of what you say. What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer. No one was wounded at the time of the incident? He's right. I can't think of anyone. Hey Nick. Huh? I just thought of something really crazy. Crazy? Remember what Mr. Griesberg said yesterday? Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record. Wow. It must have been quite a shock for Von Karman. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting. What if Von Karman didn't take a vacation because he was shocked, but took it because he was injured, which would mean it could only mean one thing. He was the murderer in the 06 incident. He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth? It was Von Karman? Oh man! Yep. Something wrong, Mr. White? You seem dazed. No, Your Honor. Well, you have indicted the possibility that the murder came from the outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? Uh-oh. Should I come out and say it now? Say it now. Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. White. Who is your suspect? My hands are shaking. For what? Von Karman! Von Karman? You mean the Von Karman? The prosecutor? Sitting right there? Bah! You don't object? I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst in my objection? Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident, yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? So you claim that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident? Fascinating. Prove it! I would have knee surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. White? Bring the doctor that above me. Have him testify. Nick, let's find out who his doctor is. It's no use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karman, perhaps too well. He's perfect. He won't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness. Nobody's that perfect. So what, Nick? Did Von Karman pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane. No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull that bullet out yourself. Wait, what does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where? Well, Mr. White, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot? Okay, show evidence. Alright, Von Karman, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much. What? The evidence that proves Von Karman was shot is... Okay, now think right here. You couldn't have taken a vacation because Danny went over witness. So So here's one crazy thought. The bullet is actually still inside his shoulder. And guess what we have here? We have a metal detector. A metal detector can detect any sort of metal from far away. So, if there is a bullet inside of him, we use the metal detector to figure it out. Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't get surgery leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it's unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean? I do. There is the possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. Is that even possible? For all these years? Well, there's one way to find out. You could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you and see what we find. See, he's sweating now. I refuse. You refuse? But refusing this means you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you? Order! Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use a metal detector. Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy. The statute of limitations runs out in this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now. Enough! I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma will submit yourself to testing. Nick, what does this mean? I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. God, yes, it's true. It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet. Mr. Von Karma? You! It was you! I was afraid this would happen, and so I remained silent. Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it had nothing to do with this incident. What? I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6. But Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is you who must prove here. You must prove something here, Mr. White. Not I. Mr. White, well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6? Of course he can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence. That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday. With no proof, you can't convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. White. No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. What? You were close. One day away from freedom. You see, I have proof. What? Who would have thought you would have dug your own grave trying to convict Edgeware? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. The DL6 bullet. Thanks, Maya.
Take that!
That's a bullet? Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeware. The bullet is preserved quite nicely with all its ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings? You may recall the term. It came within the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic marking diagram fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. Well, we have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeware's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets. Then, if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets had been fired from the same gun, the very same pistol. In other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeware. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markers of those of this bullet. and solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. Help! I can't breathe! Quiet! I said quiet. You're not making this any easier. Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. Stop breathing my air! Get away! Get away from my father! It's that scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. Von Karma! It was you who screamed! Mr. Von Karma? Only you would dare defy me! So it was you! You and your father are my cause! Your father shamed me with a pen in my record! And you left that scar on my shoulder that would never fade! I bury you! I bury you with my bare hands! Death! Death! 15 years earlier. With Chief Prosecutor. I am sorry. Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be one to catch you. I was careless. I'm sorry, but you'll have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time. Edgeworth! It was a shock like none I had ever known. Me, penalized. It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. Lights must have gone out. I went out in the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button and nothing happened. Then, there was a noise. I was in pain. A horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then, the light came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then, it was destiny. In his last moments, Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died never knowing who had shot him. Later he spoke through a medium, blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Who would have thought another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge! Oh, what? What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it. Very well. It appears that we have come to a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later. Mr. Miles Edgeworth? Yes, you are. You were innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. That is all. The court is adjourned. Nick, we did it! Did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He pretended to be your crew, but inside you crushed him, Nick. Crushed. I gotta say, I'm impressed. It was pretty close, though. I was sure we had it. I know, I was on the verge of tears on the whole time myself, but now it's all just a good memory. So it's finally over, Edgeworth. Right. Yeah? I'm not sure how to say this. I know. Try. Thank you. I see. Thank you, White. You're welcome. I think you could have done better than that. Sorry. I'm not good at this sort of thing. You got a lot to learn, Edgeworth. Dear. Whoops. Amazing, pal! Food just like I thought you would. I'll never get this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's buy. Deal's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month. But who cares? See, Miss Edgeworth? You should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. Here's how you say thank you. I see. Woo! I feel foolish. Don't worry. Take it at a time. You'll get used to it. It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded. There you are! Laura! You're great in there. Thank you. Yo, Edgeworth, congrats! Thank you very much. I knew it innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one's there. You were the witness in the first day of the trial, weren't you? Yeah, well, let bygones be bygones, eh? Speaking of which, what are you doing here now, Lon? Well, me, I went back to college. I got a chance to be an investigative photographer pretty quick. Really? That's too bad. Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park? Huh? It's over, Nick. My life is over. What a sad face, Larry. What happened now? Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world. You don't look slick. It's Kianci. She's going to live in Paris. Paris, Nick. She left me behind. Larry. Yo, Edgy. There you are. Yes, here I am. Congrats, Edgy. Here, a little gift from me in celebration. Celebration? That's unusual for you. Harry Betts, you can come along tonight too, pal. My treat. Thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. What's that suit that's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not please store for prison food, right? Right. I think you'll be fine, Larry. Right. Yeah, what's up? That envelope that Larry gave me. It's got money in it. Well, yeah. That's not strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes. It's $38, right? Huh? What a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. $38 exactly? Nick! Wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school? $38? No! No! That was you! What are you so surprised about, right? Huh? Larry was absent that day from school, right? But that doesn't automatically rule him now as a suspect. What? Think back to that day, 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored and he came into school anyway. Then he saw the money lying there, and the rest is history. I never was good at history. Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, too well. Why, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells, it's usually the butts. I know. Really, White. I'm surprised you didn't figure it out. Well, this is sure an excellent turn of events, sir. Edgeworth. You should have told me! No, Nick, it was 15 years ago. You didn't think the statute of limitations had run out, Mr. Edgeworth. I say so, yes. There you have it. Where does that leave me? I became the mentor because of what you two did. Well, I could call you a goody two-shoes of extreme. Yeah, you got worked up too easily too. Death! The death sentence for both of you! Man, if I had known I'd become a prosecutor. The same goes for me, and the other way around. For the longest time I thought I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. Because I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I had known the truth, I had become a defense attorney after all. Edgeworth, want to switch, White? Hey, you all, line up. I'll take a photo. Hey, photo time. Let's go. And after that, do it on me. She took us out in the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom, although Edgeworth was still in detention. Whoa, I went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts. Huh? It's still only 5 o'clock. Maybe I should go back to sleep. What's this? Hello? Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you, it made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium. In training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth too. I wanted to help you. But I couldn't. I was useless. So I decided to go back to my training. I had become a full-fledged spirit medium for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this there. Goodbye, Nick. Goodbye? What time is it? Gah! The first trains for the mountains have already left! To the station! I guess I'm too late. Hey! Nick, man! So, you're leaving? Yeah. It's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits, and I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay?
Hold it!
Wait! What? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help. Huh? On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice. You heard my sister? Yes, only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything. Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped Mr. Grossberg and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick. But you were the one who stopped Von Karma Mayor, huh? I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around the days. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped. Evidence? Show me evidence to chill it. Yeah, yes, there is evidence. Remember the DL6 bullet? She grabbed that. Just when Von Karma electrocuted Phoenix and Maya jumped in first and grabbed it and grabbed that bullet. Remember, if it went for that, we would never have solved the case. A bullet? Von Karma was convinced he had taken all the evidence pertaining to DL6, but you were the one who rescued the last piece of evidence we needed. This was the bullet that put an end to Von Karma, and you were the one who gave it to me, Nick. Thanks, man. I couldn't have done it without you. I'll be back soon. Huh? I'm going to complete my training and come back. Okay, I'll be waiting. Of course you will. You can't run that office by yourself. You're hopeless. I don't know about that. So, bye. Bye. Thanks, Nick. And so my story ends. Time to return a new page and say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins with the same old crazy cast of characters. Don't think you'd gradually get amateur. Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim. Yes, Your Honor. Uh-oh, I got a bad feeling about this.
Objection!
Here's the ending, folks. It's a pretty good game. Hey, pal. Mr. Edgeworth came down his precinct to wish me a Happy New Year. Talk about a pleasant surprise. Whoa! Detective Gumshoe! Then he hung his head low and went right back outside. Kind of like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh? Huh? Nick? Nah, haven't seen him lately. Who, me? I've been working in a cheese shop. That's Missy, a nice lady, but she's not exactly what you call a cheap date, huh? Oh, she's in Hawaii right now. Ooh, Wise? Yeah, I remember him. I hear he's been busy lately. You know, not to ring my own bell, but I saw a toast and everything, you know. I'm sure he's grateful. Remember him? He was prosecuted from the very first case. Phoenix Wright? The defense attorney for whom I worked at Antipaty. Oh yes. Oh, you should know that I've taken over management of the Gateward Hotel recently. Should you be in the area, please stop by. Oh, it's you. Phoenix Wright. Oh yes, Miriam's understudy, was he not? I wonder how he's doing. Haven't seen him of late. The days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh lemons, you see. Phoenix Wright? He an actor? Well, I'm not buying it. You're gonna be a star with a name like Phoenix. Do you know that they Here we go. I'm pleased to announce the Pink Princess is a hit. I sure owe that Mr. White a great deal. Oh, and I'm keeping my face out of public till the show is over. I wouldn't want to ruin any kid's dreams, you know. Oh, I got a letter from Maya the other day. It sounded like she caught a cold standing under a waterfall. I wanted to visit, but didn't have time, so I sent her some Pink Princess trading cards. She said she can't find where she is. What kind of place is she living at, anyway? What? Oh, who's that? You wanna talk? Let's talk Pink Princess, alright? But you know, I snuck into the studio the other day, and I saw it. The one inside the Pink Princess studio. Ugh, what a dog. It was kind of a shock for the boy of my tender age. Yeah, I remember, right? That Noah guy? Me? I'm in trained to become a Noah photographer. You know the that picture I took for everyone? Well, just behind them there's a ghost. For real. Now that's talent. I'm gonna be famous. I think we all know who that ghost is. Yeah. Victory. Confetti. Yes, and with that, we are now finished. However, it's not over. You see, in the original GBA version, there was only 4 episodes, but in the DS version and Wii version, they added a new episode, episode 5. You could call this the post-game episode, but it's completely new only to this game, which is episode 5, Rise from the Ashes, which we'll be doing next time. But yeah, I hope you all but if you don't want to do the episode, you don't have to watch all the episodes after it's ending, because episode 4 is technically the ending. Episode 5, I feel to me, is pretty much the post game. It's pretty much events after the main story, pretty much mostly after the last case to them out goodbyes. But I'll be explaining more about that when I do it next time. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this game, and I'm glad I got to share it with all of you. And yeah, I had a really good time doing the voice acting and stuff and showing all that evidence. But yeah, with that, it's Master Moon 347. Game of the Titan RPG the platformer. Stay classy.